Genetics is the fascinating study of heredity and the variation of inherited characteristics. It explains how traits are passed from parents to offspring through genes. Genes are segments of DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, that contain the instructions for the development, functioning, growth, and reproduction of all known organisms. DNA is composed of nucleotides, which include a phosphate group, a sugar group called deoxyribose, and a nitrogen base. The nitrogen bases are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. DNA's structure is famously known as a double helix, consisting of two strands that wind around each other. During cell division, DNA undergoes replication, a process by which it makes a copy of itself. This ensures that each new cell receives an exact copy of the DNA, maintaining genetic continuity. Genes are the fundamental units of heredity made up of DNA. They act as instructions to make proteins, which perform various functions in the body. Chromosomes are thread-like structures located in the nucleus of animal and plant cells. They are made of protein and a single molecule of DNA. Humans typically have 46 chromosomes arranged in 23 pairs, which carry the genetic information necessary for life. Gregor Mendel, often referred to as the father of modern genetics, conducted groundbreaking work on pea plants that established the laws of inheritance. The law of segregation states that each individual has two alleles for each gene, which segregate during gamete formation. The law of independent assortment explains that genes for different traits can segregate independently during the formation of gametes. Mendel's work laid the foundation for understanding how traits are inherited from one generation to the next. Molecular genetics delves deeper into the processes that govern genetic information. Transcription is the process of copying a segment of DNA into RNA. This RNA then undergoes translation, where it is used to synthesize proteins. Mutations or changes in the DNA sequence can affect genetic information and lead to variations in traits. These mutations can be beneficial, neutral, or harmful, depending on their nature and context. Genetic variation is crucial for the survival and evolution of species. It arises from mutations and recombination, the process by which pieces of DNA are broken and recombined to produce new combinations of alleles. This variation provides the raw material for natural selection to act upon, driving the evolution of populations over time. Understanding the relationship between genetics, anatomy, and physiology is essential for comprehending how genetic information translates into physical structures and functions. For instance, genetic mutations can lead to anatomical abnormalities or physiological dysfunctions. The structure of proteins, dictated by genetic sequences, affects their function in physiological processes. Inherited traits influence the physical and functional characteristics of an organism. By studying these interconnected fields, scientists can gain a holistic understanding of how life operates at both the molecular and systemic levels. Genetics is a dynamic and ever-evolving field that provides profound insights into the blueprint of life. From the structure of DNA to the laws of inheritance and the molecular mechanisms that drive genetic variation, genetics helps us understand the complexity of living organisms. By integrating knowledge from genetics, anatomy, and physiology, we can better appreciate the intricate dance of life that shapes every living being.